Thank you, Amy. Well, this is a fantastic meeting, and we've got the appropriate guest speaker for the day in Kenton Campbell. Kenton's one of those dynamic, how can I put it, he's a ball of energy sort of person, but more than that, he has an optimism that radiates. And 10 years after starting business with his partner, who's now his wife, it's Rachel, and together they have 3 sons. He started in an obscure Southport back street, and that business has now grown to a chain of 50 stores across Queensland, and that's across southeast Queensland. And he hasn't even started on Sydney or Melbourne or anywhere. An American expatriate turned Aussie to the core. Kenton's the founder and CEO of Zaraffas, and he certainly is in the whole business of coffee, from roasting it, retailing it, wholesaling it, franchising it, and he is in the coffee business from one end to the other. At 40 years of age, he's an enthusiast for Australia. He loves this country, and I think he likes South East Queensland very much, but he has a passion that I believe is extremely important to this country at the present time with its challenge. And just to indicate his worth, in 2008, Kenton was also awarded Gold Coast Young Entrepreneur of the Year. So he's a guy who's an achiever. Kenton, come forward and tell us about the vocational story.
All right, thank you for that, Sam. I do love the Gold Coast. I do love Australia, that's for darn sure. And I also like coming to mornings like this. I haven't had my coffee yet. I was trying to think on the way here, have I been here? And I realized I was asking myself, where am I at? Am I going the right way? And I drove past Bill's, which is our franchisee here at Hope Island, and I looked in and I thought, I don't have the time.
Cool, bought you one, Kenton.
I know, I didn't know you were coming. So I have been here before, and really privileged to be here again after a couple of years. It was like 2009 I was here and speaking on a different matter. But when Sandra asked me to come in and talk about a vocational side of the training or the implementation of some of the things we do within Zaraffas, I thought, why not share the story? And it also gives me an opportunity to look at, once again, my business and the intricacies that we've run within our business. So it's actually a two-way street here. I actually get a lot out of doing these mornings too, so thank you very much. As Sam said, CEO and founder of Zaraffas, and I've been in the coffee industry since I was, 22. So, Sam got one thing wrong. I keep on getting called 40, and I'm okay with that. I am actually 41 now, and so I've been in the industry for now nearly 20 years, and I love it. There's one thing about business, and Steve Jobs, sadly passing just a short while ago, reminded me of why I'm an entrepreneur and why I'm doing what I'm doing. He was in an interview with Bill Gates, and he said, as an entrepreneur, if I'm not passionate and I don't love my business and I'm not going to put something back into it, then it's not going to get me through the hard times. That's what gets you through the hard times. And I said, yeah, that's exactly why I feel. So, the hard times only happen if you're not prepared, I believe. I think you can limit those. And I think the way you do that is through putting back into your business. It's one thing when I had one store and I could be there fixing everything. And it's another thing when I'm the, one of the many, and I need to put that time and energy back into the people that are growing the business. So I want to give you a bit of insight, I suppose, to where I've come from. I first got in the coffee industry, and that's what I thought for many years I was actually in. And then 10 years ago, and we've been 10 years in franchising, I realized that really we're a franchise organization. And franchising to me saved me a lot of hassle. It saved me a lot of expectations on growth and how I was going to do that. But it also meant that I had to look within inside myself and look at what I did right and what I did wrong. And really franchising is a system to grow a good business model and a good brand. I certainly knew we had a good brand. I certainly thought we were pretty good at specialty coffee and what we did. But I needed to then invoke that and put that time and energy into other people so that I could grow into 2 and 3 and 4 and now 50 stores. So I went from thinking I was a coffee chain to a franchise coffee chain, and only a few years ago I realized that actually what we are is a training organization. My wife's aunt owns Crestwood, Annie Jan, and she said to me one day, "Oh my God, I've got to train another one." And I said, "Well, yeah, of course you do. I mean, it's, you know, one of the snap members, you've got to go back to square one. What's what we have to do with franchisees." And I walked away from, you know, having a coffee with her and thinking, that's right, we continually have to train. And once Jan is a franchisee, and I realized that we were never going to have to stop training, that every new franchisee doesn't know, and we have to start at square one, and every new staff member that comes in, we needed to put the time and energy into, and we had to start from square one. So we're always going to be retraining and training and training. So we've gone from what I thought was just a coffee industry business to now a training organization. And once I took that and realized the power in that, our business started to change immensely. Over the last 2 years, we've seen growth of nearly $250,000 average per business, and I believe a lot of that isn't just because of how good the brand is, it's because of how good the people are that are running it day to day. So what also was critical for me was looking at the employees of the past becoming actually now franchisees. We've got 9 stores owned by previous managers, which is a pretty cool thing. This year we've got, out of all the stores that we're opening, and I think it's 10 this calendar year, or around 10, they're all current franchisees. So we actually didn't go out and seek any new franchisees. And I think the reasons for that are because of how we go about putting time and effort back into ourselves as a business. One of the people in particular, Danny Zaraffas, owns a couple of stores, Benoa and Robina EZT, used to be our training manager. I remember sitting at a franchise conference this last year and I said, "How good's this?" She said, "Yeah, it's so easy." I said, "What do you mean it's easy? It's actually quite hard." She said, "No, it's easy. We just get up, we do the same thing we've been doing for all these years. It's just easy, we've made it easy." And I think that again comes back to not how much we care about the business, how proud we are of the business, but also the time that we're willing to give to those people that are within the business. And I think that can be lost so many times if you don't, or you're not willing to spend critical time with them. They're never going to grow, they're going to move on. I think we've all heard the statement, it's better to train somebody, give them everything you know and have them leave, than not train them, have them destroy your business and stay. You know, if you haven't, I heard that one, yeah, absolutely. So I would rather, and I've got a saying for this, I would rather empower and give the tools and stay out of people's way than I would try to keep it all to myself. I'm very privileged to be a CEO that can step out of the way and let my directors talk to my executives and all the way down into franchisees. Bill can go in today and talk to one of our executive directors and he doesn't have to come through me. So if you're in a business where you can also from the other way look up to somebody, don't be afraid also to get that training or get that support or let them know that you need that information. The best thing I can see in business, especially in Australia, is we've got so many great schools, we've got so many great opportunities for education, not just within our own organization, but also within